He was so scared of losing his manhood, he literally lived his whole life with a razor blade between his booty cheeks. So we're going to jump right off into the story. We ain't going to have no cliffhangers. His name was Scary Boy. That's what they call him, right? Scary Boy. Now, I don't know what happened to Scary Boy way back in the day to where he was so paranoid. Every day that he spent in prison was literally a day of paranoia. This dude was a perpetual paranoid schizophrenic. He reminded me of a crackhead who never got off a crack. You know, one that's always looking out the windows, one who's always trying to pick something up off the ground, like he dropped a $5 piece. This dude was always walking around, all fidgety, looking around, you know what I mean? And word was that Scary Boy, way back in the day, when he first got to prison, somebody took his booty. And ever since his booty was taken, he said he was never going to have his booty taken again. He didn't fight back. He basically just found ways to adapt. And he started living his life with a razor blade shoved in between his butt cheeks. This was so crazy that the police officers in the prison, right, the prison guards, they had known that Scary Boy had razor blades in between his butt cheeks, that when they did an investigation, or they come into the dorm and they do a shakedown, they also shake down not just your belongings, but they shake down your body. In prison, they have you stripped down. If you're on work call, no matter where your work call's at, when you're going from point A to point B, they pat you down, but a lot of times they strip you down. They can have you stripped naked, open your mouth, move your tongue around, right? You have a beard or something, move your hair through it, run your fingers through your hair, you know what I mean? Lift up your balls so they can look underneath there. Hey, listen, this is the reality. Hold your fingers out, twiddle your fingers, lift up, look underneath your arms, lift your toes. Let me see the back of your feet, wiggle your toes, and spread your butt cheek. Literally, that's what they ask you to do. So you spread your butt cheeks, and then they tell you cough because they want to see if something pops out of your booty hole. And because dudes smuggle contraband in their buttholes, and they walking around the prison, you know what I mean, with a gram of weed, or, a couple $100 in cash, or according to some prison stories, they paperwork. Now in Louisiana, they're not running around with their paperwork in their booty. They might have some drugs, some money, or a shank shoved up there, but they're not going to have their paperwork. It's different in Louisiana. You ain't got to have your paperwork shoved in your rectum. But Scary Boy, he didn't have a razor blade shoved in his rectum, but what he would do is he would literally take the razor blades from the shaving, because in prison you can shave. They got razor blades. And so he would take the razor blade from the razor, and then some dudes use the razor blades for shanks. Some dudes use razor blades for, different things that they use. They'll take the razor blades off and do fades, give haircuts with just the blade. So they need the blade off, and they'll put the blade in between the comb and stuff, and they can fade you up with it. And so, there's different, people are creative. They use it for different things, And some people will use it as booby traps for guards. They'll put the razor blades, because the guards will run their fingers along your locker or along your bunk. And some dudes put those razor blades along the locker and the bunk, and when the guards put it, bam, they're bleeding, you know what I mean? Some dudes dip them razor blades in poo, or feces, so that when the officer touches it, they get gangrene. So the officer's got to be careful. Well, Scary Boy, he wasn't dipping it, at least that I know of. And I know he's been written up. He got wrote out at least a couple times in the jail I was in. Scary Boy got rode out to the hole, because no matter what, he was never going to stop putting that razor in his booty since he got his booty taken, since he got his manhood taken way back in the day. So they could catch him every week with a razor blade in his booty. He was going to get back down to walk, and he was going to put another razor blade in his booty. He ain't never had on his jacket where he shanked nobody. He ain't got no fights, but he just learned to keep the bandits off of him by keeping that razor blade in his booty. So Scary Boy got busted, got rolled out, because when the guards, strip searched him and they saw that razor blade between his butt cheeks, they would have him, go down the walk, go to the hole. He'd get, 10, 15 days in isolation, lost a canteen, go back down the walk. It's a revolving door. Some people don't care about canteen. They just constantly go through the system over and over again. I knew one dude, he was flat time. He didn't care about it. He had eternity of canteen loss. Dude just didn't care. He was flat time. So he was going to hustle and get his soups no matter what. He didn't need to make canteen, because nobody on the street loved him enough to send the dude any money. so he didn't get no money, nothing on his books. But Scary Boy, he just had to find a way to protect his butt, protect his manhood. And some people are scared to fight. So when you get scared to fight, you get creative. Listen, if it was taken from you once and, they take it from you, does that necessarily make you not a man? I don't think so. You know what I mean? If you were hard R-word by another dude who was five times bigger than you, or, 2-3 times bigger than you, and you tried to fight back, but he just chokehold you and just took it from you, I don't think that makes you a punk. You know what I mean? But you got to fight back. You got to come back. Now, if you don't fight back and you keep letting it happen, then you become a punk. But you have to fight back. That's the key. Scary Boy didn't physically fight back, so I don't know if you can call him a punk or not. He wasn't taking. He didn't want to take it. That's why he put the razor blade between his butt cheeks. And so, and let me tell you what really happened. So I wasn't on the yard when this happened, but I heard way back after the dude originally took his manhood, when Scary Boy started putting the razor blade between his butt cheeks, a bandit did try to take him, and the bandit sliced his private parts. That's right. They said the tip of his private head was sliced. You know what I mean? It's sliced into it. Dude had to get stitches on it. He almost lost his ability to urinate, because when he went to try to take Scary Boy, that's how everybody knew about Scary Boy after that. They said, "Oh, that boy's so scary. He a scary boy. He's so scary. He got razor blades between his booty cheeks." Well, everybody knows now. So anyway, Scary Boy, ain't nobody gonna try to take nothing from Scary Boy, because he's willing to, to permanently disfigure you behind protecting his own glutes. And I know this stuff sounds crazy, and it is crazy. It's absolutely absurd, and it's insane. The world that exists inside the prison system is a whole nother world that you may not even comprehend or understand. And that's what I try to do here on the Pen and the Shank. I try to give you the stories of the mundane, the everyday living inside of the prison system. And I take stories that I personally experience and other stories that I see online. I want to be able to give you the unusual and unique stories that not everybody's talking about. And I want to try to do it in a different way. I think that a lot of people who are consuming content are always looking for something different. They're looking for the next thing that they haven't heard, right? They want to be given information that they don't know. And so now I'm telling you about Scary Boy. And you don't know about Scary Boy, but now you know about Scary Boy. And you know that some dudes are willing to go through great lengths to protect their manhood. Some dudes fight, some dudes shank, some dudes get it taken, some dudes get turned out, some dudes like being turned out. But some people use conventional methods of warfare to fight back. So I don't know if the dude who tried to penetrate Scary Boy was the original dude who got it from him, or was another booty bandit. But either way, that dude still got a cut on top of his head. And that's probably how they came out with that nickname, because in prison, they name private parts all the time. People are naming private parts. And so, they came up with the name Cuthead. So I don't know. But Scary Boy got, a way to defend himself. And what do you think? Do you think Scary Boy did the right thing? Do you respect what Scary Boy did? Or he's just a scary boy and a coward, trying to protect his butt, and he should just fight back and shank the dude? I don't know. You share your thoughts in the comments section below. And give me a like and subscribe to the Pen and the Shank. Man, let's get it.